Hey, everybody, and welcome. Today, we are breaking down a phenomenon that is all over the internet, the 24-hour challenge. We're going to take a deep dive into what really happens when these viral ideas jump off the screen and into the real world. And we're using one family's attempt as our case study. All right, let's get into it.
So here's the big question we're tackling. What happens when a fun, simple YouTube challenge smacks right into the messy, unpredictable real world? We're about to see how what started as a simple family activity quickly turned into this high-stakes experiment with a result no one saw coming.
All right, so our story starts with our main characters, a brother and sister duo named Guttu and Chinky. And like a lot of kids, their big idea didn't just pop out of thin air. Nope, it was sparked by something they saw on their favorite TV show, a segment all about other kids doing these wild and fun challenges.
And so, they made their pitch. Full of excitement, they ran to their dad with this simple, brilliant idea. A 24-hour challenge right there in the family car. The rules couldn't be simpler. The stakes felt incredibly high, and the goal was crystal clear. Last one in the car is the winner. Their dad, probably a bit curious himself, said yes. And just like that, the challenge was on.
Okay, so they got the green light from their dad. Now it's time for phase two, turning the family car into, well, a livable space for the next 24 hours. See, this wasn't just about sitting in a car, this was about building a temporary home. And you know, what's so appealing about these challenges is the purity of it all. There are no complicated point systems, no judges, nothing like that. Just one simple, almost brutal rule. The last person still inside the car is the champion. That's it. It's that clarity that makes it so compelling. And this just shows you how serious they were about this. They didn't just hop in and wing it. No. They carefully prepped their arena. They actually made a bed on the back seat, brought in cushions to make it comfortable, and even had this brilliant idea to hang a bed sheet for curtains. All their supplies, snacks, books, you name it, were packed neatly in their school bags. They were ready for absolutely anything. Or so they thought. Okay, the stage is set. And this is where reality starts to kick in. At 8 a.m. sharp, the doors lock, the clock starts ticking, and the challenge is officially underway. But as anyone who's ever tried one of these knows, there is a huge difference between the exciting idea of a challenge and the slow, grinding reality of actually doing it. This timeline really tells the whole story of that morning, doesn't it? It kicks off with a total thrill. I mean, getting breakfast delivered right to you in the car. But by 10 a.m., that fun is worn off, and it's back to the reality of homework. Pretty soon, boredom sets in, and they have to start playing word games. By 1 p.m., they're using the oldest trick in the book to kill time, just taking a nap. And boom, there it is, the exact moment the shine came off the challenge. This quote from Gatu just says it all. That initial buzz was completely gone, and all that was left was the hard, boring truth of being stuck in a tiny, confined space. It was becoming clear that their biggest opponent wasn't each other, it was boredom itself. But just when it seemed like the challenge was going to be a long, slow grind to the finish, something totally unexpected was about to happen. And it all centered around what seemed like a simple plan for lunch. This, my friends, was the turning point. The spicy pasta incident. So their parents came up with what seemed like a genius move. To keep the challenge going without anyone getting out, they'd take the kids to a drive-thru for some pasta. They could get a hot meal without ever setting foot outside the car. It was the perfect workaround, right? I mean, a flawless plan. Or was it? Turns out there was one tiny little detail they overlooked. A single variable that nobody accounted for. And it was about to bring the entire 24-hour operation crashing down. And it all came down to this. One thing. The spice level of the pasta. It was just a little spicier than the kids were used to. A minor thing, really, but it was about to set off a chain reaction with, let's say, catastrophic consequences for the challenge. And this really lays it all out. The expectation was, hey, a fun lunch to break up the boredom. The reality? Gatu and Chinky frantically chugging bottle after bottle of water to put out the fire from this surprisingly spicy pasta. And that desperate move to hydrate, well, it sealed their fate. And there it is. The inevitable. The two words that can end any car challenge in an instant. All that spicy pasta led to drinking all that water, which in turn led to an urgent biological problem that the family car was just not equipped to solve. So in a frantic split second, the doors fly open, and both Gatu and Chinky make a mad dash for the restaurant's restroom. There was no winner, there was no loser, just a simultaneous, mutual defeat.
The great 24-hour car challenge was officially over.
So, with our main competitors taken out by a plate of pasta, you'd think the story's over, right? But hold on. Because in the aftermath of all that chaos, a surprising victor emerged. And this brings up a really interesting question. If the two people who actually started the challenge were disqualified at the exact same time, who won? Remember the rule, the last one remaining in the car is the champion. And here we have it, the official results. Gatu, defeated by a bathroom emergency. Chinky, defeated by the very same bathroom emergency. But wait, there was another contestant who'd been in the car the whole time, just watching it all unfold. The family dog, Bingo. He never left the car, so by the letter of the law, Bingo was the undisputed champion.
So, how did the family take this shocking upset? Was there disappointment, arguments over the rules? Nope. Just pure, uncontrollable laughter. The sudden, absolutely absurd ending was way more memorable than a simple win could have ever been.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. With these internet challenges, we get so focused on who wins and who loses. But as this little story shows, maybe the victory isn't the point at all. Maybe the real prize is the shared experience, the funny story you get to tell, and the weird memories you make along the way. Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.